We are making chicken soup today.
Not out of my chicken. Not out of Mrs. Harry. You're safe with me.
But before we start cooking, I'm gonna run into my garden and pick up some fresh onions and fresh garlic and of course fresh parsley that will make this soup even better. Here we have some fresh onions that we're gonna use for our soup. Look how beautiful they are. Here is my basil and my fresh Italian parsley. I love it, fresh Italian parsley. It makes just about any dish taste delicious. I'm glad to be inside, and I'm even more pleased that I will be cooking with you today. And what we're making today is old-fashioned chicken soup. Actually, I will show you how to make a chicken broth first, and from that point on, I'm going to teach you how to make an excellent chicken soup as well. So if you are making a chicken broth, a great idea is to make a whole bunch of it. It's very easy, very simple. You put your chicken in one of these big pots, put a bunch of vegetables together, let it cook for a little while, and before you know it, you have an excellent chicken broth. Now you're wondering, what are you going to do with all this chicken broth? Well, you're going to use what you need the same day, and the rest you just freeze and use it when you need it. It's that simple. Most important ingredient of a day is the chicken, of course. And what I have here is a fresh farm-raised chicken. To make a good broth, we're also going to use some sea salt. This is of course sea salt, some bay leaves, and some whole pepper. You can use black or white pepper, or a combination of both. Next we have our parsnips, garlic, onions, celery, and carrots. My absolute favorite in the chicken soup is a fresh Italian parsley. My garden is bearing a lot of fresh onions, and I will be using some fresh onions in my chicken broth today. You don't have to do that, and I understand not everybody has fresh onions. So it's perfectly fine to use just a regular onion to make your broth. Parsnips. This is a little secret ingredient, if you will, for the chicken broth. I love to use them. In fact, I actually prefer to use Italian parsley root. But this is very similar, and this will give a lot of fragrance to our broth. Baby carrots. I'm using baby carrots. Any carrots will do. In fact, I think that older carrots actually brings more flavor to broth. But this one is softer for the little mouths. I think my kids will like it better. Excuse the noise. Here comes the crew. My little helpers. My favorite part of cooking is teaching them how to do it. So I hope you too will involve your children into your everyday cooking. Because after all, who is going to teach them if we don't? I'm ready to start. I'm waiting for my friend Elisa to come, and together with her and her kids, we're gonna make this soup and show you how simple and easy it is to make a good chicken soup from scratch.
Chicken soup makes me so yummy in my tummy. Yummy in my tummy.
I'm ready for action. Are you all ready to start cooking?
Yeah!
I'm expecting a lot of fun today because I have my friend Elisa here with me and her two lovely children. Would you introduce your kids, Elisa? This is Hunter, he's 9, and Abby, she's 5. And we, of course, we have Chefs Michaela and Chefs Marco, and there's no way we're gonna fail to do
I'm
right.
7.
Because with all this,
I'm 6.
I think it's time to get busy, so let's get cooking. Our little chefs are ready to go, so let's start by cutting some celery first. We need to cut celery into big pieces. Very good. Good job, Hunter. Good job, Marco.
Fingers.
Elisa's in charge of fingers. Elisa, how are you doing right there?
No missing fingers.
Yes.
Show kids how to use a knife. You want to keep one hand on the handle, the second hand on top. That way your fingers are never in contact with the blade.
Yeah, so you don't cut your fingers. Yeah.
Lady Abby is doing a wonderful job. Kids can have so much fun in the kitchen, and these can turn out to be the best lessons in life.
Good job for your children.
Today we have a mystery vegetable in our kitchen. Michaela, can you figure out what that is?
White carrot?
Yes, kind of. Miss Abby? What does that look like? What does it smell like?
Just don't stop.
I can't smell it. Here, Abby.
What does it smell like?
It smells like...
It's time for our carrots.
Let's put our carrots
Do
in.
we have some carrots here?
Yay.
All right, we get carrots coming in.
We don't need to chop them, just put them in.
Chopping is good for practice. Okay, carrots.
Okay. Abby, you want to put the carrots in here? And, oops, there you go. And you know what we're going to do now? Watch this.
And then
Onions. But look what I'm going to do with them. I'm not going to chop them. I'm just going to cut the onion in half. Make 2 halves. Watch this. How many halves do I have here?
4.
And watch this. Do you know what this is?
Garlic.
Garlic. Awesome. I'm going to cut my garlic too. Look, I'm not even feeling it. Can you imagine?
Oh.
Oh, brings happiness to me. I love it. Never mind, kids. They'll get used to this flavor, and before you know it, they will be in love with it too. Let me show you what we're gonna do with our onions and our garlic. We're not just gonna put it raw like this in a pot. We're gonna make it even better. We're gonna roast it first a little bit and then throw it in a pot to make the broth taste even better. Oh, it's sizzling. That's awesome. And who's next? Come closer and smell this. Come over here.
really good.
Smell this. Smell it.
Oh, that actually smells good.
Delicious.
Smells like roasted chicken.
Roasting your onions and garlic will definitely enhance the flavor of your broth. So I encourage you to try it.
Warning, these things are dangerous. You have to be very careful with them. If you're maybe under 4 years old, you shouldn't be using them. And you have to use them under adult supervision.
Okay, today we're roasting our onions just to a medium brown. If you roast them a little longer till they're darker brown, that will enhance the flavor of your broth. Okay, looks like they're ready to go. We'll
Put them all in here. Kids are out on their break. And so far we have our carrots, we have parsnips, celery, and a roasted garlic and roasted onions in a pot. Now, I told you that I have some fresh onions from my garden. I'm gonna add a few more. If you don't mind, Lisa, help me clean them up.
Sure.
And cut them. I just want to show you this baby. Have you ever seen an onion? Is this from your garden? Oh, my friend gave this to me. Look at this baby. It's taller than me. And while Elisa is doing this, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients to our pot. And what we have here is about 4 or 5 basil leaves. Mine are small, so I'm using a few extra. I'm going to add a handful of black pepper. There we go. And some coarse sea salt. Okay, our onions are ready. As you see, I'm using much larger pieces of vegetables now. It really doesn't matter. We could have almost put the whole pieces of vegetables, but with kids earlier, we chopped up some vegetables just because we wanted to see kids in the kitchen and in action. And we just wanted to get them experience the cooking process with us. Whew. Smells so good. It looks like I'm the only one crying. Okay, we got everything in here. And now we're gonna add our chicken and add some cold water. Very important to add cold water because for some reason when you cook broths with cold water, the cold water slowly releases juices from meat and the broth will be richer and it will taste better. Ready?
ready.
Okay. And I got some water. Just adding a little bit more water because I want to make enough broth that will last me for a good 3 or 4 weeks. As I mentioned to you earlier, we're going to use a portion of that broth to make a soup tonight and the rest I'm going to freeze. Come and take a peek. We have a pot full and a full fire. I'm just going to cover it and let it simmer and cook for probably about 40 minutes to about an hour. Let's take a look at the broth. It looks really good and I think it's just about done. So we're going to go ahead and pull the chicken out. Strain all these vegetables, get a clear broth, put it in a different pot, and then we're going to finish up our soup. Here we go. Be careful, it's very hot. And now we have our beautiful broth. Now the fun part, and this is something that not too many of you have seen it. We're gonna make cream wheat dumplings for soup. And let me show you how this is done. We're gonna go with about 4 eggs. And Lisa, how much liquid do you think we have in that pot?
6 cups?
6 cups. So let's assume we have about 6 cups of chicken broth. And we have eggs. Okay. A pinch of salt, a good pinch of salt. A little pinch of garlic, ground garlic. And a pinch of black pepper. A good pinch of dried parsley, Italian parsley. Just gonna mix it together. With 4 eggs, we're gonna add about 4 to 5 tablespoons of olive oil. We got 4, we'll do 5. Okay. And now we're gonna add cream of wheat. I've been doing this for years, and believe it or not, I have never had a measurement, and this is the first time I actually have to come up with the exact measurement of how to make this. So bear with me. So far we have 4 eggs, we have a pinch of salt, a pinch of garlic, a pinch of black pepper, some dried parsley, and about 5 tablespoons of olive oil. Now I'm going to add my cream of wheat, and I know exact measurement just by hand. So I have 2 cups here. And let's see approximately, let's see how much cream of wheat will take. I'm looking for the texture that it's semi-thick. Okay, let me show you this texture so far. It's getting thicker, but this is too thin, so let's add a little more. This is the consistency of the paste that we're looking. If you see, this is a thickness, and in about 5 minutes the paste will become much thicker and it will be easier to make dumplings out of it. So it took us exactly 1.5 cup of a cream of wheat. So, and now the funnest part. We're rushing a little bit, so our paste is not quite thick as it should be, but if you let it sit for a few more minutes, the paste will turn into a thicker paste, and it will be easier to form dumplings. Okay. And voila, all done. Okay. Now that we have our dumplings in the soup, if you remember, I told you to reduce temperature from boiling into a very low temperature so you can put your dumplings in. And now that we have dumplings in, we're going to increase temperature to medium and let it boil once again. And once it boils, it's pretty much done. We just turn the fire off, cover it, and let dumplings sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it will be done. Now, we just cut some fresh Italian parsley that we picked earlier from my garden, and our soup is almost ready to serve. Okay, and let it sit for next 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, while the soup is in the meantime, I'm gonna go and cut some chicken for my soup, and I'll debone the rest and use it for a great chicken salad. And next time I'm going to show you how to make the best chicken salad ever. And here we have our final product. It looks very nice. All natural, no preservatives, no artificial flavors, no MSG. All we're going to do is add some chicken and some vegetables. Natural, MSG free, and good to go. This is the right fuel for our little ones. So let's see how they like it, and let's put this soup to test.
Good.